First I'll bring out these large trees that have good grade saw logs in them, and I'll show you why it can't be done with mechanical harvesting. What I did, I just brought out a skid of 3 large yellow birch that have a few saw logs in it and a variety of lengths. And they're kind of unique because if you take a quick look, you'll see the variety of bends in them, and that's where the bucking of those logs is incredibly important in order to get the value out of it. And what I'll point out when I'm done is, if you're doing that in a mechanical way with those trees specifically that are there, it's virtually impossible to ever get the grade out of it. So those trees basically would end up being destroyed in terms of value, and they'd end up into a biomass pile, right? Is we're going to measure and mark these logs and buck them to grade, and they've all got specific characteristics that I can show you as we measure them and mark them, where the mechanical side will really have difficulty in achieving the goal that I'm about to show you what we're going to get is the best result out of those 3 pieces of wood. Here we're going to start with, and as you can see, you're into the final end of the tree to the crown, and here you've got a large defect, and here you got a large defect. So there's very little value in that piece of wood. So we're going to start here. I'm going to work this tree backwards, and the reason being, there's also a little bit of butt defect. And typically, with a mechanical operation, when they cut that tree off, the first thing they do with that is they come up and they run up 8 feet. And I'm going to show you what 8 feet will do here before I do this properly. 8 feet brings you to here at 102 inches. And so they've achieved 1 log would be the best. And this is the only one of these 3 trees that they can do anything with. That one's going to be knocked off, and you'll see in the end there's a bit of butt defect, which isn't ideal, but they can't see that from that head when they knock that down with that head. So then all of a sudden, to where you get to the defects again, I've got about 59 inches, and 59 inches of clear wood is going to end up wasted because there's no market for 59-inch logs. Our shortest is a 6'6". So that piece of wood there will end up going into an extended piece. You got 49 inches of clear wood and the balance of knotty material is going to end up going into the biomass. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to start at the defect here and go backwards in order to maximize the value in this tree. So right here is our point of beginning, and you'll see a knot here. Okay, well, if I put that knot in, I'm dropping down 1 grade, and I'm dropping down about 25 to 30% in value. So basically that log is worth less money with more volume in it than it is what I'm going to do. So my shortest length I can mark it right here is 6'6", and that's going to be our first cut. And what I'm stressing here with hardwood is you cut for grade more so than volume, because there's such variations in your pieces of wood based upon clarity. I got the best I can get out of that. You've got 13-inch top. Now there is one small defect here, so I've got 3 clear faces. So that's the best I can achieve in terms of grade and volume. I've got 1 defect here, but because of the butt defect, I've got 1 or 2 choices to make. I can go with a side defect or a butt defect. I'm coming up here to another one at 78 inches. You can see the butt damage. due to rot that was in this. And by shortening that by a foot, we've got it here that it's clear. There's less than a half an inch of a mark, which wouldn't affect the grade of that log. So I've got two top quality logs. This is the easiest one he could have did of these three trees. The next ones here are going to be a little bit more to them.
Tossing your slips, it's all